Good morning, everyone. Boys and girls, that wasn't, it's Thursday morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, that's much more like it. So welcome to our May, our end of year, our final STEM Awards. Boys and girls, we are so proud of you. You have been chosen out of over 1,900 students to receive the award for being dedicated. So before we get started, I want to introduce a couple special people to you that make this event happen every single month. We have our elementary and our middle school guidance counselors. You guys could wave to everyone. And we also have Ms. Tumanella here, our STEM coordinator. And because she is so wonderful at this, I'm going to call it Miss Wonderly, who's going to take over from here. So congratulations, boys and girls.
Okay, good morning. So the way that this works, if you have been here before or if you haven't, we're going to call you by grade level. You have two pieces of paper. You had one on your chair, and then you had one laying for you that was free, not taped. Bring that up here for me. We're kind of prepping you for when you graduate, because when you do high school graduation, you pass your name to the person who's calling it, and that way I can make sure that I read the special things that your teacher or teachers have written about you. And we hold the applause until the end of each grade level, and then we'll give you an opportunity, parents, family, and friends, to come up and take a picture of the group, and then we'll kind of move on to the next grade level. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with pre-K. To start off pre-K, we have Akil. We are very proud of the progress Akil has made this year. He has become very independent and helps others with remembering the classroom procedures. He comes to school ready to learn each day. Erilyn gives her all to our activities. She loves school and her friends. She gives full effort during our songs and music time. And Garrett is always positive and focused when working or helping friends. She takes her time staying on task and doing her best work each day. And these are our pre-K staff students. Pre-K parents, if you want to come closer for a picture at this time, and kindergarten at this time, I need you to stand. Look to Miss Randazzo. Kindergarten, I need you to stand. Kindergarten. You're next. Thank you. Take your paper with you, and they're going to help you get up on stage. Here comes our kindergarten students. We're going to start with Micah. Micah is an exceptional student at PE. He is a great example of what it means to be a dedicated student. He's always trying his best and asks many questions on how he can improve at every task. Hold our applause until the very end of the grade level. Michael has dedicated himself to learning this year. He has developed as a reader and writer because he devotes himself to the task at hand. He always rises to the challenge and tries his best to reach his goal. Mohammed is being nominated for the STEM trait dedicated because he's not only dedicated to learning new content in our classroom, but also the English language. He is fully dedicated to learning new concepts and completing his work in assigned time. Omar is a dedicated student and friend. He is a diligent worker. He devotes his time to carefully completing his work and helping others as well. He enjoys every aspect of learning and working with his peers. Maggie is the perfect example of someone who is dedicated. She is devoted to becoming a better student and helpful friend to her peers. And then he stays focused on his classwork and is dedicated to being a friend to everyone in class. Mitul has a love for learning in school. He is always prepared for the school day and for new learning. Isaiah is dedicated to coming to school and being ready to learn. He dedicates himself in all things he does. Terrence is very dedicated to his learning in kindergarten. He comes to school on time and is ready for the day. He tries his best and never gives up. John has been so dedicated to his learning all year. I'm so proud of how hardworking he is every day. He makes our classroom so proud daily. Tristan is dedicated to school, always taking his time, asking questions, and doing his very best work in reading. He's a dedicated friend, and he always has a kind word or compliment for his classmates. Addison is being recognized today for the STEM trait of empathic. When deciding who to choose for the STEM trait, it was an easy decision. She is compassionate and empathic towards her friends and teachers. She's a great student and sweet friends to her classmates. And these are our STEM traits for the month from kindergarten. Okay, kindergarten parents, I need you to listen carefully because you have an opportunity to take pictures now. But they have their field day at the same time. So I'm gonna, after you take pictures, they're gonna go down, they're gonna get their treat and keep on walking. They'll meet you at door C to head out to field day. First grade, go ahead and stand, and Miss Randazzo, Miss Addison will help you. Miss Randazzo will help you get up on stage. Okay, remember, so kindergarten parents, you're going to meet them at door C. Kindergarten, you're going to get your snack, your refreshment, and be able to go out to field day. Okay, remember kindergarten, you're going to keep going. Go to door C, that's the back of the cafeteria, with your treat and meet your parents so you can head out to field day. All right, let's go on to first grade. And we're going to hold our applause until the end of the grade level, please. First, we have Brandon. Brandon shows dedication throughout by always being a good friend, classmate, and learner. He never gives up on an assignment or a friend in need of some kind words. Benicio is a model TBK8 Tiger who has remained dedicated. He has made tremendous gains in his reading level this year and is a whiz at math. Best of all, he's a friend to everyone. Melena has come in every day this year with a bright and happy smile. Even when she was sick, she still wanted to be at school learning. She's always been so dedicated. Jacob is dedicated to not only doing his best on his work, but also to being the best friend he can be. He works hard to ensure that he's trying his best on work and always puts in the extra effort. Sophia comes to class enthusiastic about everything. She is always willing to put the work in and will volunteer to help in any way she can. Anissa is dedicated to performing at top-notch levels. She has focused tremendously on reading and writing. She seeks out main ideas and details to support her thinking and her learning. Naya is a very dedicated student. She came into first grade speaking very little English. She has worked hard and made great improvements in her reading and writing. She's also speaking and understanding much more. She's dedicated to making good choices each day and helping others. Sanaya gets 100% in everything she does. She's such a hard worker who is determined and dedicated. Shritha shows many wonderful STEM traits, especially dedication. She is dedicated to her schoolwork and she never stops until she has completed and accomplished a task. Jantriya is our most dedicated student. She is a self-motivated learner whose work, effort, and commitment have always allowed her to grow tremendously this year. Linksy is dedicated to many things. She's dedicated to her work by always doing her best to her homework, by going above and beyond on her assignments, and for learning of the English language by constantly reading, and to her classmates and teachers by her constant offer of kindness. Kylie is focused on the task at hand. She dedicates herself to her work and takes pride in everything she does. And these are our first grade STEM students for the month. Okay, second grade, if you would stand and look to Miss Randazzo, she's going to get you up on stage. First grade parents, you may come closer for a picture at this time. All right, second grade. Starting us off, we have Nicole. Nicole devotes her time to her schoolwork. She is always on task and focused. Nicole is also very dedicated to being a good friend. She is very unwavering and true to being a friend to all students in the class. Olivia has been working diligently all year at improving her recall speed of basic math facts. She uses online games and other resources at home on a regular basis. Mark is a hard worker who really tries his best in everything he does. His teacher is so proud of all the commitment he has put in this year, striving to be better. Kaya deserves our STEM Student of the Month award for being dedicated academically and athletically. This student never settles for anything less than her absolute best effort when she comes to PE. She's always motivated her fellow classmates with enthusiasm and respect. Aiden has matured a lot this year. He has become more self-reliant and motivated. He is dedicated to improving. Jordan shows dedication in many ways. She is dedicated to be the best student she can be and help others learn and succeed. Her dedication, her learning has improved her math and writing skills. She's focused on working hard, and for that, we're extremely grateful. Paula has had such an amazing year. She has worked so hard on her reading, and her dedication has paid off with over a year's growth. Fabian is always dedicated to his schoolwork. He takes great notes, gives great explanations, and always gives outstanding details. He's dedicated to being a great friend to his classmates. Harini shows her dedication to learning every day. She is always focused and on task, and her schoolwork always reflects her best. She also shows dedication in her friendship. She is kind and considerate of others. Since Keisha joined our class in March, he has participated in every academic challenge presented, which required the completion of multiple assignments in Think Central, Padlet, Mayan, iStation, and Extra Math. These optional challenges required him to work over spring break and the weekends. He successfully completed every challenge with a high level of achievement. And these are our second grade STEM students. Third grade, if you would stand and look to Miss Randazzo. And second grade parents, family, and friends, you can come closer for a picture at this time. Here comes third grade. Starting us off, we have Cole. Cole is always devoted to the task at hand and works hard trying to perfect it. Sophie is a truly dedicated student. She arrives to school on time every day. She's prepared and eager to learn. It's been an honor to have her in class. Anthony's dedication to school is like no other. He goes above and beyond every day to make sure he has everything complete. Every 9 weeks, he achieves at least 10 points over his AR goal. He does extra homework, and his writing always includes everything on the rubric. From the very first time Christina stepped into music class, she has been dedicated to her music education. She comes into class every day with a smile and ready to do her best in whatever we are learning. Trevor is truly dedicated to meet and exceed in his goals he sets for himself. His dedication to his beliefs and his friendships are a quality that are rare and admirable. When he sets his mind to something, no matter how big or small, he will not stop until he feels it solved.
Coach Ron.
Caleb is our STEM star for dedication this month. He is dedicated to completing his classwork, homework, and being a good friend to his peers. He was dedicated to improving his reading grade this quarter and surpassed his reading goal. Saron's classmates nominated him and saying he may be quiet, but he listens and pays attention. He turns his work in on time and he never gives up. He may not speak a lot, but when he does, it's very thoughtful and important. He is very dedicated to school. Gianna's, we just adore your dedication to helping me and your fellow classmates every day. Every day you come to my class to see if I need any help with cleanup or getting ready to leave school. You're such a sweetheart, and I thank you for being so kind to me each day. You are a delight to have in class. Sloan truly models the character trait of dedication. She is a very hard worker and does not give up. She tries her best at all times and encourages her classmates to do the same. In addition to being dedicated to her classwork, she's also dedicated to being a good friend. Sydney is truly a dedicated student because once she puts her mind to something, she makes sure it gets done. She attends school functions, is enthusiastic about learning, and cares about her school. Kiara was the perfect nominee for dedicated. Her classmates voted for her because she's always devoted to her schoolwork and helps others every day. Our class nominated Ava for consistently showing dedication in all that she does. When Ava has a task that must be fulfilled, she tunes everything out to get it done. Brianna is dedicated in every content area throughout the year. She practiced her multiplication skills nightly, read each night, and studied all of the states in order to be successful. Alex very well may be the silly class clown, but he is an amazing, dedicated student when it comes to his schoolwork. Avery is always on task. She is dedicated and tries her best at all times, even when things get tough. She consistently comes to class ready to learn and is a great role model to others. Rohan is very dedicated in music. He gives 100% in every class and rehearsals. He's a member of Cubs Chorus and had a speaking role in our musical. And these are our third grade STEM students as well. Fourth grade, if you would stand and look to Miss Addison and Miss Randazzo for a direction. And third grade parents, you may come closer for a picture. Here comes fourth grade. Starting us off, we have Chloe. Chloe is a student who is always focused on her goal and never gives up. She is a dependable student who takes pride in her class, school, and actively works to make it better. Connor has been very dedicated in math and hasn't given up until he finds the answer. Dedicated people see a situation and come up with a plan to solve the problem without giving up. Jenny is a person who doesn't get frazzled when she has many things to do. I know she will use this characteristic and go far in life. Rahaf is a dedicated student who puts forth effort in all that she does. She's committed to all that she does both academically and extracurricularly. Our class is very proud of our dedicated learner. So Julie was nominated by 2 teachers. Julie is a student who exceeds all expectations. She's dedicated to her studies and will not be satisfied until her work meets her own high standards. She's also always prepared for music class. She's always willing to answer any questions or help a student. She's always on time and in attendance for rehearsals and performances. Sienna is a kind, genuine, helpful, and dedicated to her school, family, and peers. Her laugh is contagious and her heart shines through everything she does. Kiara is always showing the trait of dedication in her work, projects, and assignments. She always puts in her best effort and continues to work hard even when the going gets tough. Dylan is constantly trying his best and never gives up on a task. He is early to school daily and gives all of his extra effort to all that he does. Lily has shown great dedication in the last quarter of this year. As a result of her hard work and determination, she's made great improvements and has gained confidence in her academics. And these are our 4th grade students of math. In 5th grade, go ahead and stand and look to Miss Addison for direction. And 4th grade parents, you may come closer for a picture. All right, here come our 5th graders. To start us, we have Logan. Logan displays total dedication to his school and his learning through serving his school as a safety patrol and his excellent performance in the classroom. He helps out every morning and every afternoon by keeping kids safe as they are coming to and from school. In class, he's attentive, well-behaved, and 100% focused on his work. Tahir shows great dedication in not just academics, but all aspects of his life. He is a hard worker and stays focused on one task to complete at a time with full dedication. Esmeralda has demonstrated her dedication by consistently studying hard all year and by practicing and preparing so much for her Tropicana speech that she was able to deliver her speech from memory. Now that's dedication. Isabel is one of the most dedicated students I've ever had. Not only is she dedicated to school, she's dedicated to her friends. She goes the extra mile to help them be better students. Joshua's dedication to his education is always apparent. He works hard in every subject and does his best on every assignment. Jaheed is a student who knows what he wants. He works hard and keeps his focus. In class, he demonstrates his determination by making good decisions, working with those that will support him, and by learning more about what he wants in life and how to attain it. Sid is an extremely dedicated student, always striving for improvement and perfecting his work. His classmates and I have noticed that he is not one to give up. He loves a good challenge and problem solves his way to success. Joshua is a devoted member of our classroom. He is our Student of the Month for dedication because of his dedication to excellence in his education, friendship, sports, and teamwork in the classroom. Abigail is such a pleasure to have in class. She is always respectful, follows directions, and seems to always want to do the right thing. She is dedicated to becoming a success. And these are our 5th grade STEM students in the lab. Okay, 5th grade parents, you can come closer for a picture. 6th grade, go ahead and stand and look to Miss Addison. She's going to help you get up on stage.
No. Maybe you need to hold those way up kids are going to take them right back off. Run down there.
All right, this is the start of middle school. First we have Isabella. Isabella is dedicated to doing fantastic in her studies. She loves to do well and complete her tasks. She will share her thought process with her classmates as well as is dedicated to help them understand. Christopher is a bright student who does not give up. Way to go, Chris. Keep it up. Sandy is truly dedicated to working her hardest in class so that she can be successful in school. Her dedication is evident by the fact that she had straight A's on her last report card and is on the principal's list. RJ seeks to complete his reading assignments with dedication. He is very serious and focused as he completes independent tasks and is driven as he works together in his cooperative group. Kaden works hard in school. She is always committed to the task at hand with careful and persistent planning. She never gives up. Aiden is dedicated to getting good grades and being a good role model in class. He is always willing to help and participates in class discussions. Kane is 100% dedicated to academic and behavioral success. Although his bus often arrives late, he never misses a bell work or an assignment. He holds himself to high standards. Genesis is very dedicated in everything she does, and that dedication has paid off because she has excelled at school, making her teachers and parents very proud. Antra is a very dedicated student. She always comes to class prepared, and she always gives 100%. Ethan is an incredible young man, full of life and great sense of humor and a love of learning. He's dedicated to be the best he can be and doesn't let anything get in his way. Although everyone adores him and offers help, Ethan prefers to be his own man and blaze a trail. Alicia is dedicated to living a healthy lifestyle. She is not afraid to try something new and is always working hard in class. Tiffany has been diligently working to complete all 9 sections of Math 180 computer program. She has accomplished a tremendous amount of work through her dedication to math and her devotion to her studies. Lana works hard in class and is a good role model for her peers. She's dedicated to completing her assignments and earning good grades. Dedication. Matthew has really shown dedication to bringing his grades up. He has some challenges earlier this year, but he showed great dedication to completing his work and bringing up his grades. And these are our 6th grade students for the month. Okay, now I know when we get to middle school, it's not so cool for parents to come take a picture, but I'm going to give you permission. So parents, come closer to get that picture. And 7th grade, if you would stand, and I just 7th grade, I need you to stand and look to Ms. Randazzo for directions, please. do a disclaimer that we've got a few 7th graders missing, but they're going to get their award. We also have, at this time of year, we have civics end of course testing going on. So we promise we'll recognize them. So first up, we have Alex. Alex was nominated by his classmates because when he does something wrong, he tries his best to fix it. And he always tries very hard on every assignment he gets. He's very dedicated to learning more. When I think of dedication, Ashley immediately comes to mind. She is an amazing and strong young lady who excels in academics and sports. Her grades are consistent and she works hard to complete all of her assignments without being prompted. That dedication also extends over to her personal life where she excels at being in competitive cheer. Dorian has shown strong loyalty and support for PE throughout the year. No matter what the activity or sport is, he does not quit. He tries his best and he encourages others to keep going. I have seen dedication through the entire year from Dorian. Xavier has improved his overall academic grade as well as utilizing his technology resources and tools to help him increase his knowledge. And Helen has been working and staying dedicated throughout the 4th quarter to perform well on all of her upcoming exams. And these are our 7th grade STEM students of the month. Hey, if 7th grade parents are here, and they'll let you without the dirty stares, go ahead and come closer to get a picture. And 8th grade, if you would go ahead and stand and look to Miss Addison for direction. Okay, here come our 8th graders. First we have Justin, and Justin is being nominated by 2 teachers. He's been dedicated to being the best student he can be at TBK8. He's given his 8th grade year everything he had, and we are so proud of him. Tracy has been dedicating herself to becoming a well-rounded 8th grader. Over the last 2 months, she has turned into a positive person. Jennifer is an awesome student. She works very hard and is dedicated to getting her work done. Jamari is a top-notch student, consistently dealing with challenges like consistently late buses that might prevent students from an academic success, but she's conscientious about her performance in class, keeping up and excelling at her work. Michael is a very determined, hard-working student. He starts a task and shows great determination until it is accomplished. Keep up the good work, Michael, and you will do great things in high school. Brianna has been a very dedicated student all year, but especially during this final quarter. When others pull up on the gas, Brianna gets the pedal to the metal to stay on top of her class's grades, participating heavily during class discussions and coming in during other periods to complete work are just 2 of the many examples of her dedication. Don't let the quiet demeanor fool you. Jessica is dedicated to her success. She's focused and hardworking, and she is prepared to reach her goals. Riley is always on time to class. He always completes his work and strives for an A, but when he doesn't complete it, he'll always come back to class on his spare time, and that's why he's a dedicated student. Carla is consistently shown dedication to her own success in language arts as well as to her colleagues. She is the first student to volunteer her assistance to help others, yet always completes her assignments in a timely fashion. Michaela has shown her dedication to having a deep conceptual understanding of new concepts learned. She has shown dedication to her schoolwork and making sure all work is done well and accurately. And Jeremiah has stayed motivated to finish the year off strong and to get everything done in a timely manner. And these are our 8th grade students. Okay, 8th grade parents, if you're out there, you may come closer for a picture. Okay, we have just a few more awards to give out, so hang tight. I'm going to call Mr. Ramon back to the podium to recognize just a few more people.
Okay, so just a few left. In addition to honoring students, we honor teachers and staff members every month who exemplify our STEM trade as well. So we have 4 staff members we would like to recognize. The first is our K2 staff member, Ms. Zavada. Ms. Zavada is dedicated to teaching her kindergarten students. She goes above and beyond to ensure they are learning the building blocks of their school career. Ms. Zavada's students are impressive with the way they work and demonstrate respect for one another. They are independent learners who can assess themselves in their learning tasks and help each other out, thanks to Ms. Zavada's dedication to their academic and social learning. Thank you, Ms. Zavada, for your dedication to your students. The next teacher we would like to recognize is from 3rd through 5th grade category, and that is Ms. Slaughter. Ms. Slaughter is dedicated to her students in her classroom because she never gives up advocating for their needs. She is dedicated to her team, their students, and their parents, as she has ensured lesson plans are ready and communication with parents continues for an absent team member. Ms. Slaughter is dedicated to the school as she serves on the PTSA board and chaired Teacher Appreciation Week. And if that's not enough dedication, Ms. Slaughter is dedicated to the community as she leads and serves on the TBK8 Volunteer Club, which completes service projects and volunteers at various events around the community. Thank you, Ms. Slaughter, for being a true icon of dedication. Okay, and from middle school, we would like to recognize Mr. Sands. Mr. Sands is dedicated not only to his students, but to his team and school. He gives his all and a little bit more each day to make sure students learn and his peers are supported. We are lucky to have his dedication to our school. Thank you, Mr. Sands, for everything you give to TBK8. And finally, from our leadership team, Ms. Randazzo. I don't think you know Ms. Randazzo. Okay. Always giving up her time and herself, Ms. Randazzo's dedication to TBK8 shines daily. She shows her dedication to the students as she guides them through difficult problems and situations. She shows her dedication to the school community through her hard work to make the TBK8 Gala an annual success. Ms. Randazzo even demonstrates her dedication to fellow co-workers through her assistance with academic and behavioral classroom issues. Ms. Randazzo, thank you for all you do to make TBK8 a success. Okay, and parents of our staff members, if you would like to come up and take a picture. All right, so again, parents and family members, thank you guys so much for coming out to support our little tigers.